some people have said that what happened to me was really a medical miracle, that I am walking without this Achilles. So I
Wow.
just happened to be in a doctor's office a couple of weeks ago for a totally different something with my husband. And I said, I just want to ask you a question. I said,
Am I a miracle?
No, that's what I asked him.
Corey. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Do-Over Divas. Today we have Jo Giese, author and medical miracle.
Jo has chased waterfalls and defied the odds. Wait till you hear her story.
Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure. First of all, I love the idea that there's three of you and there's a friendship and you all enjoy doing this together. I wish there were more of that.
Thank
Well,
you.
I actually do too, because those are the podcasts that I tend to respond to.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know?
it feels
Yeah.
like you're joining the party.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
you're having a day with girlfriends.
And now Jo gets to join our party too.
Well, thank you. When people ask me, why I wrote this current book, You'll Never Walk Alone. The real reason is that I had been given a grim diagnosis. I lost my left Achilles in this freak accident, I ruptured it, and then I went to this doctor who we knew him and we had seen him for some other things. He said, sure, I can take care of this. I needed surgery to reattach it. And he said, I used to do this 20, 30 years ago.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And what my husband and I, who are pretty smart folks, should have said, Fred, just hold on there a minute.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We're going to check somebody who does this right now.
Weekly.
Yeah, weekly, right?
Right. Daily.
Right.
But my point about that story is that I would hope that in reading my book, it would, if someone is given a grim diagnosis, I was given a grim diagnosis throughout my story, like that PT person who said, you just got to accept that you'll never walk again. And I went, no, not me. That's not going to happen. And so my goal really is, someone's grim diagnosis could be in any field. It could have to do with, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, whatever. And just not succumbing to it. I ended up with 8 surgeries here, like 2/3 of the way through my story, when this PT person says, and this was a person that I knew, and I thought we were kind of friends. I'd have her up for lunch. Unfortunately, her mother and my mother died about the same time, so we commiserated together about this. But she was the one who, I was walking across the PT facility there. She was watching me, and that she was the one who said, I think, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I think you have to accept that you're going to be compromised for the rest of your life.
Wow, that is hard to hear. She probably
It's also
actually,
not
because
helpful.
she was your friend, but she probably thought she was doing you a favor by being as honest as she could, right?
Maybe.
Meanwhile, it plants a seed, that you have to then dig up and throw out.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it gives you give up. That's the give up theory, right?
Right. Well, but also as Taylor, the therapist I worked with, who really did help me learn to walk again, he said, well, what kind of vinegar was she dipped in?
Right.
I love that. I'm stealing that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Love that.
Exactly. Yeah, that is not helpful for
No,
sure.
not helpful
Life's
at all.
too short to take that tack to it. It's
Yeah,
sort of the opposite
because
of your mom.
at that stage, all I had left was hope.
Yeah.
Hope that
Yep.
I could take another step. Hope, and she's just killing my hope.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Absolutely.
Hope is everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was not her intention, but it's definitely the result.
Yeah.
Right.
And hope is everything when you're up against something that you think is
Massive odds.
odds against you.
Can you just go back for a second? So you were just hiking, this happened, and then
No, I was actually right here upstairs in my office.
Wow.
And it was a rainy November night, and it is rare for it to be rainy in November in Southern California. And a friend was visiting, and she was ringing the doorbell. And I didn't want her to get wet out there. So I left my office, I ran down the steps, and I missed the bottom 2 steps.
Oh,
And I went flying horizontally.
wow.
And I knew something had happened.
Yeah.
And my husband came, and the Malibu urgent care was still open here, and just about to close, but we made it there in time. By that time, my husband had found some crutches for me to use, and the doctor there at the urgent care said, I hate to tell you this, but you've got a total break, and I think you're going to need surgery.
8 surgeries, like people telling you all along the way, yeah, you need to accept this. This is just, this is just life.
You'll be compromised for the rest of your life.
Right.
Right.
And you rewrote that story.
Yeah, and you refused to accept that.
Yeah.
Right. I know I did. I mean, I'm a hiker. I've been, as I say in the book, I've been hiking since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
I grew up in Seattle, Washington, right on the edge of Lake Washington Boulevard. Where are you guys, by the way?
Los Angeles.
LA.
We're in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So I would go out when I was only like 5 years old and leave the house and walk over to Seward Park in Seattle and take a couple pushes on the swings and then walk up into the old growth forest there.
Wow.
And a retired cop lived next door. And at one point he said to my mom, you might reconsider letting her do that. By myself at 5 years old.
Yeah, he's probably right.
Yeah.
But my mom said she likes it.
Yeah. That's sort of what my mom said about me dancing on the roof. I was dancing on the roof, and the neighbor who was friends with her, the neighbor across the backyard fence, called my mom and was like, I don't know if you're aware, Corey is dancing on the roof.
How old were you?
7? Maybe?
Oh my God.
7 or 8.
Corey.
I found a way to climb up on there, and it felt like a stage. So I was like, this is great. And she called my mom, and my mom was like, well, I'm in the bath right now with some Chardonnay, so I'll check on her when I'm done, but I know she likes it.
Good for your mom, though. But good for your mom.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I know.
I think that's kind of cool.
Sort of molds us.
Can we go back to your book for a second? Because you were in the middle of saying that, you went to rehab, you had these doctors, everyone's telling you can't rehab your injury. How did you do it?
Well, that's a good question. Finally, the doctor who botched my surgery sent me a note, and he said, and you can tell how serious he knew my situation was. He said, you might try this rehab facility.
Wow.
And so I went in there, and it's mostly spinal cord injury patients who not only have an orthopedic problem, but they also have a neurological problem and spinal cord. So that's where he sent me. And the guy who owns and runs the core facility in Northridge here had never worked with anybody without an Achilles, but he has a couple PhDs in different kinds of sports medicine modalities. And so he took me on as a challenge to see if he...
Everyone I know takes me on as a challenge.
But he did.
Yeah.
He did.
I believe that.
Yeah.
And I love that. Challenge accepted, right?
Right. And we worked together for 2.5 years. And Taylor is someone who does not like to get up early in the morning. He stays up till 1, 2, 3 o'clock.
I think Taylor and I could be best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
right.
me and
That's
Corey and
those
Taylor.
two.
Yeah. The three of us.
Okay.
We're good.
Yeah.
Right. But he wanted a special time to work with me. So he came in at 8:30 2 or 3 mornings a week.
I'd rather not walk.
Yeah. Pretty much the second half of the book is all about what this individual did to help me walk again.
Wow. So he sacrificed his sleep, is what you're saying as well, to meet the challenge and get you back literally on your feet.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
incredible. But you had to do it too. That's a challenge.
Did you ever stop believing you would be able to do it?
Um, well, that's a good question because, of course, there were times that were really bleak. I mean, what happened is the area around where they did the surgery, the whole wound became necrotic and died. So
Oh,
then we're not even dealing with the Achilles, we're dealing with the wound.
Mm.
And I had several surgeries just dealing with the necrotic wound. And I don't even think I knew what the word necrosis was
Right.
before then. But I learned it the hard way. And so sure, there were moments there where you didn't know where to turn, you didn't know what to do next. And but I have to say that it was really friends and family and my husband who kept pulling me through too. Um, Neighbors would bring over food, enough food for us
Oh, wow.
forever.
Wow.
And
So you bringing joy to all of these, people in your life, they returned the favor and you had a lot of support, it sounds like.
some people have said that what happened to me was really a medical miracle that I am walking without this Achilles. So I
Wow.
just happened to be in a doctor's office a couple of weeks ago for a totally different something with my husband. And the doctor happens to be a very well-known foot and ankle doctor on the West Coast.
Mhm.
And I said, I just want to ask you a question. I said,
Am I a
this was
miracle?
no, that's what I asked him. I said,
Corey, totally. I just want to know.
I just
P-
I want
Corey
to wear the
asks that all the
shirt. I
time.
want to wear the shirt. I'm a
I'm
miracle.
a miracle. Yeah.
yeah. And I said, people are saying that I'm a medical miracle. Is that really, isn't that hyperbole?
Totally.
And he thought about it for a minute and he said, well, you could also say you're a medical outlier.
Uh-huh. Yep.
All
That's better than
right.
miracle, actually. Yeah.
I think so.
And
Yeah. That's very cool.
what did you say?
That's
What-
better
what-
than miracle. I love medical outlier.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if that many people know what outlier means.
Oh, well,
true.
I have the book.
Yeah.
So
I do too.
Me
It's a
too.
great book. Great book.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
book, The Outliers.
The
Yeah.
Outliers. It's on my shelf right now.
So anybody who doesn't know what it means, Joe, they can just look it up.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
there you
I can
go.
just tell them
Don't dumb
medical
yourself down
miracle.
for others.
Yeah, or a medical miracle. Yeah, exactly. Don't dumb down for others. So, but do you think, and this is probably getting back to something you'd like to
Please.
ask, that, what got you through that? Was there a mantra? Was there just, I'm not going to listen to the fact that this is only a miracle? How do you get through something like that? For other people, emotionally too, other people that are listening.
What was my guiding mantra actually was I I have hiked all over the world, but we also have a place in Montana, and there's a particularly, and I usually hike to waterfalls,
Uh-huh.
and there is a particular waterfall there outside of Bozeman that's well, none of these are easy to get to. I mean, the road there is so bumpy and full of potholes and everything. The road is bad, um, but but what I would keep thinking of when I was in bed there with my leg elevated and not sure when or if I would ever walk again, is I kept thinking of that entranceway to that path, to that waterfall.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of curious because I most of the time I'm thinking of the waterfall and all the benefits, the health benefits of being right underneath that waterfall and nearby that waterfall and getting all that fresh mist. But this time I was thinking about the entry path, and it's just beautiful. It's totally green. And then when I went back to Montana, and I'm jumping way ahead of the story, but many, many, many months later, and my goal was just to be able to walk down our driveway, 559 steps. And since I could do that, then I thought, well, I could go do this waterfall.
I mean, and the dichotomy of your book that you're hiking to waterfalls, which are, full of renewal and so inspiring and so fabulous, like that's your ultimate, place that you're going in this book as you fight against, the threat of walking again.
Yeah, I love waterfalls, and then because I was also writing about it, I interviewed this professor at MSU, Montana State University in Bozeman, and a physics professor, and I said, "What is it about waterfalls that when you're there that not only does it look fabulous, it feels so good, but you come away so refreshed?" And he was saying that it's the negative air ions that are so refreshing, and that the air near a waterfall has 100,000 negative ions per cubic centimeter, whereas in an office maybe you're lucky if you have 100.
Oh,
Wow.
And yeah, a huge difference. And
yeah.
so
We should all work
so that,
outside then.
Yes.
right.
That's cool.
That is fascinating.
It explains why you're so depressed in an office.
Yes, right, exactly.
Right. So I also love that you because of your books and everything that you're about, community is a big part of what got you up and walking again as well. So in addition to hope, in addition to mantras, in addition to, finding the joy in the mundane, but community and building a community around yourself.
What a fascinating life you've had, Jo. Take us from the beginning.
Okay. Well, when I went to the University of Texas, I did know how to write because I'd written a dissertation. So, no, really. So I walked into the Houston Post newspaper, and my parents were living in Houston at the time. I went back, lived with my parents for a while, and I said, I want a job as a reporter. And they said, well, they'd never hired a non-journalism major, but they'd give me a chance. And after 6 months in Houston, well, I knew I didn't want to be in Texas anymore. I went to New York and then worked for a variety of different places. I worked for public television producing documentaries. And this was before Zoom and all that, where if you were going to pre-interview someone before you're making a documentaries, you fly there and you meet them in person.
Yeah. You really
And,
get their story, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really,
Yep.
really one-to-one.
Yeah.
Then what I really loved, much better than television,
Yeah.
is doing radio. And I did radio for Marketplace NPR
Yeah.
for 10 years. And I only stopped at that point because my previous husband had died. I'd just been introduced to the man that I would marry.
Wow.
And I used to travel for almost every story I did for NPR. And I thought, no, I think 10 years is enough of that. And I also won a ton of awards for them. The pieces I did were really, really terrific. So
you just wanted to stay
and
closer to this new relationship and see where that was
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
Right. And but I have written 4 books, and I love being an author. I like not so much me telling my story, but the stories that it unleashes in, like, the three of you.
One of your purposes in writing your story is to get people to respond with their stories and relate to what you're telling. It's working. Brings it to your point of her always finding the joy.
Finding the joy
And that's
yeah,
you
and
were
we'll get
speaking
to
of.
this, but what I love about your story, your books, everything, the shifts in life that you have made from, working as a reporter in Houston or a journalist in Houston to now writing these books, overcoming this injury. Life shifts aren't always happy. And oftentimes they aren't, but you manage, and I can't wait to get into your books, to find the joy and overcome that. And that's part of why we're doing this podcast, actually, is the life shifts that throw you for a loop.
Well, a previous book of mine that's currently out is Never Sit If You Can Dance.
I
we
love
all
it.
read it.
Jill has that book. Yeah.
I have that book.
And that's what my mom said to me, and she really meant it. I mean, at dinner time, my parents, they're cooking dinner, and they would, my mother's getting her scotch and soda, dad's getting
Sure.
whatever he got.
Yep.
And
We were
and
raised
they're
by the same
turning the
parents.
music-
Bless her.
and they are turning the music on, and they are dancing
Mm.
every night before dinner.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And what a much better way to do that rather than just watching the news, which is so
Right.
grim these days.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you sort of came into the world with that similar vibe, or do you feel like you learned that by observing?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Nature versus
I,
nurture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was probably both.
Right.
I think I shared a bedroom with my grandmother. I was named after her. She was Josephine, and they thought that was too big for a little girl, so I was just called Jo.
Cute.
And they thought that was a hardship, that I had to share a bedroom. So
Uh-huh.
they gave us the biggest room in the house, the one that looked over the lake. And I knew it wasn't a hardship. I knew that I had the best deal, because I just adored her. And but I also think, in terms of joy, um, I have friends of all ages. I just actually this morning sent flowers to someone who made my prom dress in junior high school and high school.
No way.
How cool is that?
And she is now 94 in a senior home in New Brownsville, Texas. And so Margaret might be my oldest friend now, but then one of my youngest friends is Addie, and Addie just turned 8, and she loves purses.
Oh,
She loves
So
I
got
love Addie already.
I know, and I got a whole bunch of my purses together. I've traveled in India quite a bit. In India, they have these little embroidered bags,
Colorful.
and
Right.
yeah, just and so put a whole bunch of them together and sent them to Addie. So
How
I guess you
sweet.
can, I guess you can say joy comes from not segregating anything out, like who you should or could be friends with.
Right.
Everybody has some potential, from Addie to Margaret. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
pretty big span.
Yeah, regardless of age, you when you recognize someone as your tribe, they're
Yep.
your tribe.
Yeah.
And I love what you just said. Everyone has potential.
You know, one of the things that really bugs me now, and I'm not singular in this, I mean, is when I go out walking on my street every day.
Yeah.
And it used to be the neighbors would walk by and everybody would wave, we'd talk. Now, what happens? People are walking by and they're all going like this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
and it's not good for the soul, you know?
Yeah.
It's really not.
Yeah,
I agree.
it really
I
takes
agree.
away from human connection.
You wrote the book Never Sit If You Can Dance, which is sort of a celebration of your mom, and she sounds amazing, very similar to Corey's mom. Do you think that the philosophy and the things that she taught you helped prepare you for all of this?
With my situation, um, probably. My mom was a very social person. Um, she always had lots of people gathered around her, and I'm pretty sure I learned that from her. And when I was not walking for 144 days, I think
Wow.
it was very nice having all these walkers come in, walking in, and just keeping me. Well, okay, there is something I read, and it said that only thing that has real meaning is presence. People being present for each other. It's very nice to send a box of See's candy and say thinking of you, but what's more important is to ring the doorbell and say I'm here. And uh, one of my favorite neighbors, who happens to be Persian, one day um, just came in, and she actually came upstairs and cuddled in bed with me, and she
Aw.
left the Persian food downstairs in the kitchen. But Corey, you said something about your family and your mother, and my mother had the same color hair you have.
So did my
And
mom.
really, yes.
Yeah.
And her two sisters had the same color hair too.
Really?
Wow.
Wow, that's unusual.
Fiery
My mom
redheads.
had two sisters as well, but one was a brunette and one was a blonde.
What?
But they were all three.
Wow.
No, they were all strawberry blondes.
Oh, that's
in my
great.
Wow.
Oh, it was
That's
like the
a-
Weasleys.
I love it. I love it.
That's cool.
So Jo, I think the big thing is age doesn't define you at all.
No,
No, not at all.
no.
Not
That's
at all.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
That's amazing.
I mean, having friends, nothing can define what makes a friend,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
And
but it's also like if you're
For her.
unlimited, if you're not
Yeah.
seeing yourself at a certain age, like if you're, Joe's probably still 12 years old going out into the world.
Right,
So,
right, right.
everything's
she's
possible.
unstoppable, right?
Yeah.
That's true. If you don't see the age, and then you are ageless, and anything is possible.
Yeah.
I love
well,
that.
she's proven that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
I mean,
Your
you
story is
know,
just so impressive, Joe.
It
it's
really
incredibly
is.
impressive
And-
and inspiring.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for your new book that's coming out in the
Yeah.
spring, I believe.
You'll never walk alone, right?
Yeah, actually it's coming out in February.
Oh,
Great.
fantastic. Even sooner.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Awesome.
Can we pre-order this or no? Is it?
Yes, you will be able to. There will be books available starting in December, I think, and you can pre-order it.
Oh, that's great.
Fantastic.
That's
All right.
great.
Well, thank you so much, Joe. This has
Yeah.
been
Thank you.
fascinating, and you're lovely and inspiring.
Well, thank you very much. The three of you, I'd love to treat you to luncheon where I live.
I'm
Thank
there.
you, Joe.
We'll take
we
you
will
up on that.
Okay.
We will take you up on
Yes.
it.
I would love it.
Thank you for your time, Joe.
Thank you,
Thank
Joe.
you, Joe.
Thank you.
See you next time on Do-Over Divas.
Thanks for being here. New episodes of Do-Over Divas dropping every week, wherever you get your podcasts.